Hey everyone, welcome and thank you so much for being here on this Sunday, August 29th, 2021. And if you're viewing this, or listening to this at a different time than this time frame, that's perfectly fine. These readings are timeless. And so just take what resonates whenever. There is no timeline on this, guys, okay? So Sundays are precious to me. I feel like Sundays are very much um, family days. They're sort of peace. They should be peaceful days. All days should be peaceful, but I feel like Sundays are sort of a um, kind of. I've done my work for the week. Let me kick back. Let me relax with family or by myself, or find something to do that is fulfilling for me. Um, you guys know that I'm all about self-love. I'm all about rewarding yourself. And, it doesn't always have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be something that's big and grandiose, but it should be authentic and something that is good for you, whatever warms your heart, whatever makes you happy. If it's spending time with family, good. If it's going out in nature, maybe by yourself for a little bit, that's good. Whatever it is that makes you happy. For me personally, Sunday is family day most of the time. I like to have family dinner over here with my children, um, my kids, and whoever wants to come with them typically. So I really enjoy that time that I have with them, and that really does make my heart sing, I guess. So I feel like Sundays are very much that kind of day. And while for me it's usually about family, I am thinking of all of you as well as family. Um, and I feel like the support for those of you who have been here for since I started, I feel like you are family. And for all of you, I do feel a kinship, a closeness. I feel the energy is safe here. And so I just wanted to let you know that. Today I do feel, as you see, my backdrop has some of my cards here. I just felt like using them today, as I feel like we're surrounded by our guides today. I do feel as if there's some sort of, I don't usually talk in negative terms at all, but I almost feel like somebody's experiencing a menacing energy, and I don't know who it is or why, but my purpose here is to bring comfort and joy, and to bring reassurance from spirit, because I do feel that some of you have some sort of energy around you that is disturbing. And I'm not one of those people that will go out there and say, oh, you've got this bad dark um, entity around you. That's not what I mean. I mean, there's some kind of menacing energy that I feel like today. It's almost like I'm seeing a river, and I'm seeing a cleansing. Not, don't get me wrong, it's not baptism. I'm seeing a cleansing, like how the river is always moving, and therefore the water is fresher, right? So it almost feels like Spirit is saying, come to the water for cleansing. Um, and I mean, it could be that maybe some of you need to go into the water and just enjoy the coolness of it, the freshness of it, but I'm not giving you any kind of weird thing here. So don't get that mixed up. There's no, whatever makes you feel good. Um, but I do feel that the water does represent a calming, cleansing, sort of purification type of energy here, guys. I do feel like it is necessary for some of you, and maybe the weather doesn't permit you to go into the water today, but maybe it's as simple as taking a bath or a shower, or letting the water represent cleansing and purification in your life, okay? whatever's going on right now. I am going to do the energy cards to see where the general energy is right now for all of us. Typically, we know where it is within ourselves, but I just want to see what the general energy is for the collective right now. And I wanted to explain something. Somebody asked me the other day, somebody very close to me, he said, I enjoy your gifts, but I want to know, how is it that you can read for the collective? And I said, it's a general energy, like it's sort of like people are gathering for, I'll use, well, not religion, but when I was growing up, I did go to church for a long time, and the messages were always so on point for me. And then I would talk to other people about it. They didn't get the same message. They got something different out of it. So it's kind of like one of those things where spirit comes in, and whoever listens to these messages, there's something in it for everyone. And what you get out of it may not be something that someone else gets out of it. It's like, it's just this, let the energy fall where it's supposed to type of readings for collective, okay? And so I do feel that there is a very common thread with every living being energetically, okay? And I do believe in that we are all love, one light, one love, one light, one source, and made from that energy. And I do believe that we all can feel each other at some point on our journey. We can feel into someone else's energy and kind of know what's going on there. So here, okay guys, are you ready for this card? Because some people flinch when they see it. So I'm just going to tell you that there's a general energy of deceit right now. And when I said menacing energy is around someone, I don't mean to alarm anyone and scare you that somebody menacing is going to be, giving you a hard time. What spirit means here is that there's been an energy bothering you, and the truth needs to be, you need to come out to your own truth and stop hiding behind a facade or something that is not the real you, not genuine. That's what I'm feeling, that somebody is coming out from behind the curtain here. All right. I feel like I do feel in this case, guys, my readings are always positive and they're always good. Spirit is always here to give goodness, but there is some dose of reality too here. And I will say that I do feel that someone has been not true, or not in their truth, or maybe not true in, there's some untruth with someone that you're affiliated with, or someone in your circle. So there's some sort of truth being exposed, okay? And I feel like maybe within the next few weeks that could happen. I do feel it is something coming to the surface that maybe some of you put aside for a while. It could be, oh, dare I say this? I don't like this, but I'm going to say it because it's what I feel. It could be a betrayal. It could be a friend that turned their back on you. It could be someone that didn't support you when you needed support and you were surprised by it. It could be somebody hasn't been true to themselves and they're coming out from behind that curtain. And then I feel like maybe somebody hasn't been true to their own feelings. And maybe it's almost like somebody has been, it's been unbalanced, whatever it is, okay? It could be a job, it could be finances, it could be eating habits, it could be anything, guys. But this, I really feel like there's a sense of almost like when you eat too much at Thanksgiving or whatever, and you feel really disgusting. Like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that. Oh, I can't wait to feel better. It's one of those things. It's kind of that energy right now where people feel a bit, I'm going to say bloated with, I'm going to say the words as they come in. Somebody's envious because they want to live their truth, or they want to live in truth. They don't want to keep pretending or keep working a job that's not for them. It's really kind of a disgusting feeling. And for those of you who are feeling this way, it's like you have to be, everything has to be in truth and it has to be in balance now. I feel that Libra energy coming in, that balance. And I feel like for some of you, you're just like, you can't take it anymore. You can't hide from it. It's somebody's either doing something that they don't want to do, and it's not you, it's not your true calling, or somebody's in a relationship of some kind with someone who is not being true to their feelings. And it's one of those scenarios where you feel like you give, like at work and, relationships. Maybe you're the one in the family that everyone goes to. Every time there's an event, they count on you to host, or they count on you to cook, or they count on you for something, right? And I feel like for some of you, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, now I need to stand up and say, it's okay to say no to somebody. Or some of you may be feeling like, I've had enough. I've tried in this relationship and this person just isn't on the same level as me. So I just feel like some of you just want to kick back now and go, no, it's time for me now. I gave you plenty of chances, whatever. I do feel like that is the case with a lot of us right now in certain things in our life. Again, for some of you, it could be that you're really wanting and needing a different career path. I don't know why, but I'm hearing Sagittarius, so maybe you're tired of the same thing and you want a new adventure. Maybe you're tired of being an employee and you want to be the employer, an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to start your own business. Either way, whatever happened here, and whoever's been hiding behind this curtain, behind their truth, behind their true calling, whoever is hiding their true feelings from you, it's all coming out. That's what I feel like. It can't be held back anymore. It's coming out in the open. Should you be concerned that somebody is deceiving you? Well, I mean, it might bother you, but it also might, it also might be an eye-opener for you as well, because I feel like something is opening up, coming into the open here. Okay, I'm just going to do one more card from the energy deck and then switch over to wherever Spirit wants me to go. All right, this is interesting. So this card is coming out from behind the curtain, right? It says deceit, and maybe there was deceit, but it looks like you're not going to be behind that curtain anymore, whoever this is, okay? Because here's what fell out. You're walking away from emptiness. Some of you, it really is financial constraints. So you're walking away from that time of your life where it's not pleasant right now. You feel very much lack of money, but you're walking away from that lifestyle. You're walking away from that, whatever's happening in your life right now regarding feeling lack of and feeling empty. She's walking away from this, guys. Okay? Somebody is coming out from behind that curtain and they're like, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not. I'm going to come out in the open. I'm going to walk away from this financial debacle or whatever it is. I'm going to walk away from feeling lack of, and my cupboards are going to be full. This is determination right here. This is determination. She's done. And look at 7, 8, 9. This 2 plus 7 is 9. she's nearing completion of something. She's walking away. She's like, nope, no more of this. This isn't what I want anymore. That's not what I want. It's not who I am. And she's coming out into some sort of, to me, this card represents uniting with, like, being on the same path as the universe, sort of. It's sort of like, come take my hand, let's do this, okay? Because I feel like this is a help card right here. I feel like it's a 7 to me is a spiritual number. I feel like this is a help card. Like, there's help here. Like, there's spirit guides, there's angels, however it resonates with you. There's somebody here, maybe even in the physical, a mentor, maybe someone who knows finances, maybe someone who can put you in touch with stardom. I don't know, something where it propels you forward. The white represents purity. Okay, so somebody who has a fiery passion here leads you into something more beautiful. And that even could be you. For some of you, it could be someone else, a mentor, somebody like that, but somebody who has that drive to move you forward. That's why I said for some of you, I feel like it could be you. Sagittarius, that, you know, there's a Sagittarian feel to this card here. That energy of, let's go, let's move on board. Let's go, let's move. And so I feel like it's that kind of energy, guys. I told you this, I don't like doing cards the cards that say deceit, but I can't hide from it because it's the truth. It is what Spirit wants us to know, okay? I'm going to do, actually feeling like I need to do another card from this deck. Okay, whoop. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple things here. Let me just go here. Okay. So you guys might be interested in this one. Door to Romance. This card fell out of the deck along with 2 others. Usually I don't take, if there's more than 2 cards that fall out, I don't take them, but I'm going to because this fits. Door to Romance. There is somebody coming out of the closet to reveal their truth. It could be their true feelings. It could be a apology. It could be anything like that, but I don't necessarily feel like it's a huge apology. I feel like somebody's coming out with their true feelings. They're in their feels. There is or maybe there was a falling out, but the storm, to me, this represents a tower moment where something had to be broken down or has to be broken down, and that could even be someone's tearing down the walls. Someone's feeling protected behind their own wall, and so they can't see, and they haven't been able to reciprocate something. Like I said, it could be a job too, it could be a boss, it could be something like that. But this wall's falling now, okay? It can't stand up anymore because the higher energies are here at work for you. The universe, your divine creator, your inner self, your soul is like, no, no more. I'm walking away. This walking away card is a beautiful one because look, you're walking away from something that wasn't, that can't stand up anymore to untruth, okay? So some of you are walking away from feeling lack of, from feeling, for some of you it's a perception that you have bare cupboards, so to speak, figuratively, within yourself or with someone else, or maybe there's no more room for growth in your career. Someone's walking away, and there is a contract here. There's a contract with your soul and someone else's, with your path. And so right now it's coming into balance. So whatever was hidden behind that curtain, behind that brick wall, it's coming out into the open. And your soul contract has to be honored here. And so your soul is like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. This has got to be in balance, and I've got to walk the path. I've got to stand up and walk on my own. Stand up on my own 2 feet. Stand up. That's why I was seeing brush the dust off my shoulders and move forward now. Um, so there is a contract that needs to be honored. And if we look at it tangibly, it could very well be a work contract that's coming up for renewal, or for bid or something, and you're not so sure you want to stay. And because you've had grown to have good camaraderie and relationships with people that you work with, it's kind of caused you to kind of question, should I or shouldn't I? But right now, your loyalty must reside within yourself. It has to, because otherwise, how are you going to move on? So um, I want to look at another deck, because I do feel that there is a message um, in my Sacred Destiny deck here. I do feel some sort of, before I do that, I just want to do another card from the energy deck, because I feel like there's um, so much that Spirit has to say regarding this, and I know that so far it's been a very on point message from Spirit here. So I feel like there's a conclusion to something, as if I said, as I said before, there's some sort of conclusion to a lifestyle, a way of thinking, a conclusion to something. And guys, we hear all the time on these messages, whether it's me or someone else, you're starting a new chapter, you're coming into a new beginning. And guys, when I say that, I don't know about anybody else, when Spirit says that, it really means something is permanently changing in your path, okay, in your life. It doesn't mean necessarily that your old chapter, everything is going to vanish that you knew, and something brand new is going to open up. In a lot of cases, this means it's a whole new outlook on your life. Sometimes it means it's a new perspective. Sometimes it's you're ditching an old unhealthy habit or pattern. Sometimes it is a brand new circle of friends or a brand new relationship. Romantically, it could be that your relationship, there is a breath of new vitality coming into that relationship, whatever that relationship is. But I do feel that Spirit is trying to say none of this is bad, guys. This is all good for you. If you're anything like me, which I tend to be a little bit nervous when change presents itself, or if I haven't even an inkling that change is coming, I can get a bit sometimes defensive and like, what? Why do things have to change now? I thought I was on a good path. I thought I was this. I thought I was that. I do have to say, guys, for me, um, I will share this with you. I feel like I am on some sort of path of change regarding my life purpose. I know at the core it's still the same, and I know that what I've been doing is right. With these cards readings, with personal readings for people, and but I also feel that there's some sort of change coming in regards to that, and I've got to tell you that if you ever heard me and my sort of communication with Spirit, with our guides, with our divine creator, you might chuckle a little bit, because it's funny. I value my relationship with my guides, with my life purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. And I value that path that I've been on. And I know it's changing, and I don't know exactly in what way. I've been kind of feeling out ideas, and in regards to this channel and how to, if something's changing, maybe the format or something. I have mentioned from time to time it might change a bit, and I do feel change coming. I just don't know how yet. Um, as I've said in the past, I am not a typical reader that you find on YouTube. And God bless all of them. They're all great. But my path is my path. My life purpose is mine. And I'm not like everyone else. Sometimes I wish I was, because I'm amazed at how well some people can read tarot, and how some people can um, really come forward with some sort of um, message that's divine in nature and very uplifting and very to the point. And you can tell when someone's very connected. But anyways, I feel that change coming within me and for my channel. And my the thing about me praying to my guides, they're probably scratching their heads going, okay, here we go again. She's worried. And the thing is, it is scary when change happens and you feel it coming. And I love this channel. I love what I do. My numbers are not big as far as like subscribers, and I'm okay with that. You know, I do wish I could reach a bigger audience, but right now it is what it is. And I'm not one of those people that is trying to get, you know, thousands and thousands of subscribers. I just, it will come when it comes. I am thinking of and feeling into um, other platforms, media platforms, as well as this one. I'm not going to ever give this one up as far as I know right now. But I am looking into other platforms such as Instagram or something like that. So um, just be patient with me, because I'm not fighting this change. I'm praying to take the right steps in those directions. Um, and so, like I said, when change presents itself, it's a bit scary, because my thing too was I was feeling a bit, I wouldn't say disconnected from my guides, but something is shifting, something's changing, and it's a little bit different than it was. I'm still right there with my life purpose and my connection to my angels, my guides, and my divine creator. But something is changing, and I have to let go of that um, nervousness or fear of, you know, well, what if, you know, I'm taken in a total different direction than I am? I have to accept that. So whatever change is coming, it's coming. And as long as it's divinely orchestrated and presented to me, then I'll take that change. I'll make that change. So, anyways, guys, this journey, this path can be very not straight. It can be very windy, and that's where we have to have faith. But that's where um, we count on our faith to move us through these changes and shifts. They're good for us. They are part of our growth process, part of our ascension process in this spiritual journey, in this physical life journey. Let me just see what else Spirit has to say through these energy cards, because I do feel there's more here. I don't believe that God will ever give us more than we can handle, guys. I don't believe that. I believe that God will always, um, and whatever the universe brings us, it's in our highest good. I do believe that. And it is time to own our empowerment. It's time to own our path, our journey. It's time to own our sacred inner compass, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. It's time to follow that path. I do feel a sense of it's like we're holding this talisman in our hands, and knowing that it's sort of like lighting our path. It is lighting our path as much as we can ahead of our steps. Do you know what I mean? So the universe will give us as much as we need in that moment, in those moments, to get us through, to help us find our way. I truly believe that we are that compass. We are that light. We are our own map, created divinely and uniquely for ourselves as individuals. We all have a purpose. We all have something that we are needed, that we're needed for here on this plane. And I personally feel that whatever we're doing, we're building up we're building up something beautiful in our karmic bank, if you will. And I do believe that we don't even have an inkling sometimes of what we're made of, what we're capable of, because we make it, human beings, we make it too complicated for ourselves. And let me tell you, I've been with people, know people that I'm like, wow, my head is spinning. How do you do that every day? How do you think and overthink and do this scenario and that scenario? What if this and what if that? I just, it's exhausting. And so Spirit says, listen, you are so capable of not second guessing, not doubting, but being fully in your own empowerment to ride the wave with whatever changes come, to be fully within your empowerment to trust that, you know, for using a bus stop, a bus, public transportation, for example, knowing exactly when to get off, what stop to get off, and I'll even go as far to say that maybe I'll use this as an example, because I feel this way often. I feel like I would just get on a plane and go wherever. I really would. And I would use my own intuitive to figure out, or not even figure out, to know where I'm landing will be the right place. And so I feel like you are your own map. You're your own journey, right? It's your journey, uniquely yours, uniquely mine. And so if I feel intuitively guided um, to make a decision, to, I don't know, embark on some new adventure or new spiritual quest or whatever, it is up to me to trust in myself, to follow the guidance of my guides, you know, my own internal voice. And so, excuse me with this camera here, it's driving me crazy. Okay. And so I trust in spirit, I trust in God, I trust. And I feel like this woman here, this card, the thinking woman, and guys, if you're listening, don't feel like you're not included here, because this is actually an overall energy, because we are all female and male energy. But I feel like this woman here she's not looking at her, I'm going to say script, okay? She's not looking at it. She's looking away from it. Because what she thought was meant for her life, her path, is changing. And so she's looking off in another direction now. She's sort of distracted by, I'm going to use this message, for example. She's distracted by new information coming in. That's what I feel here. For some of you, that new information could very well be an announcement from your place of work, or it could be an announcement from someone in your life, or maybe something that you overhear triggers a movement on your path. It triggers something within you to move forward in a different direction. For some of you, it's just a slight little turn that you didn't expect, and others, it is like taking a leap of faith. Because I do feel the presence of, in tarot, the Fool, right? The Fool, if you notice in tarot, the Fool has a dog by his side, and he's on the edge of a cliff, and it's like he's not paying attention that there's no more ground there. He's gonna keep moving, and wherever he lands, and he knows that he has the backing of his divine creator. He or she knows that they have the loyalty. The dog represents loyalty. They have that loyalty from, and that guarantee from your divine creator to protect you during your leap of faith. Okay. I don't know why I'm seeing and hearing laundry. I don't know what's going on with that, and I don't know if someone's opening up a laundromat, or there's some sort of something with laundry. So it could be that somebody is walking away from somebody else's dirty laundry, so to speak. I'm not, we'll see in a few minutes if something more comes of this, but if it resonates, good. I say what I feel has to be said, and then sometimes there's not always an explanation for it, but it will sit with someone. So that's what I'm hearing with that. Taking that leap of faith is, by all means, a very courageous thing to do. And I know from experience that I had a terrible issue with codependency, and I feel like I have learned so much from that, from being in relationships where there was codependency on both ends, both sides. And for me to take a leap of faith and walk away from someone who wasn't good for me, and I know I wasn't, probably wasn't the best for them, because we were codependent with each other. And to take that leap of faith, knowing that wherever I land, I'm going to be just fine, and that Spirit is going to keep working with me and through me to help others in those situations as well. And so taking that leap of faith can be scary as hell, guys. That nearly, leading up to that leap of faith where I walked away from that person, I really felt like I was being ripped apart, because it's the unhinging, the ungluing of being codependent and attached to someone's hip. That's different than being in a close relationship with someone. This was being attached to someone's hip, and I had to feel, it was painful for me to kind of rip myself away from that person, in that situation, in that relationship. But I had to, because I knew I would never grow, and I would never move past where I was if I didn't heal that. There's some things, guys, that we just have to do. And leading up to that point where I walked away, it hurt bad. And I didn't understand, and I was convinced that that person was the one I was supposed to be with forever. And that, but nothing ever worked in that way. It didn't work, and things just didn't work. And there was a lot of dysfunction there, and there was a lot of me not understanding why that other person was there was just a lot of uncertainty, and yet there was certainty because I was certain that this was supposed to be, and yet all the signs were there that it wasn't. And so I had to move, spirit moved through me, and my angels helped me, my guides helped me. I helped myself to get to that place where I finally let go. When I did, it was like being in turbulent water and all of a sudden coming into a calm, pristine, um, placid place. And it just, it felt right. Um, but I knew that it was, I knew there was some cleanup to be done after that within myself. And it just, I know without a doubt that that was the right decision, because I had to rip myself away. I had to heal myself of being codependent. And taking that leap of faith, I had to understand that it didn't necessarily mean that it was just temporary and that we would get back together when I was healed. I just knew that it just had to be that way. And I had to take that leap of faith. I had to know that whether or not we ever got back together, the more important thing was that I healed that codependency. And so, yes, guys, that leap of faith, that fool card, that fool energy is good. It is meant to be. I'm not saying that my example is what you guys are going to go through. I'm saying that that was a good example of what happens when changes take place, and they are for our own good. If you don't see, I mean, how do I say this? If you don't act on something that is good for you and beneficial for you, the universe will provide a way for you to get to that place. Um, and it's not anything that's like you're being punished because you didn't pay attention to all the signs. It's time has run out now in that part of your life. You've got to make changes. Changes have to happen. So sometimes tower moments happen where your everything has to crumble to the ground so you can see past those walls. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm feeling. I do have here my Sacred Destiny cards, and I would like to ask Spirit to kindly give us a message regarding this message and the leap of faith and the changes and everything that's coming for all of us, okay? Let me just, I'm going to put this card aside for now because I do feel like it goes with something else, but, oh, there we go. Thank you, guys. Okay. So, you guys hear this word all the time, abundance. So Spirit says, look, you're coming into this beautiful field of vibrancy, rejuvenation, joy, stability, independence. I'm going to say the words that I feel are spiritually connected to this reading and to you. I feel like freedom, bliss, joy, this abundance is meant to be taken in a, how do I say this? I want to say huge way because it is big changes, but it's also, it's sort of like a reward card because Spirit is saying, you know, it's easier to take the path of least resistance, right? Don't resist changes. This abundance comes right on the heels of you surrendering to not be in control of what you can't control, what the universe is bringing. I mean, okay, I could go into it and say you can in a way because it's how you, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, the universe reacts to that, yes. But this, in this case, you have to step out of that place of fighting against fighting against your destiny, fighting against fate, because it's going to happen one way or another. And whatever change this is that's occurring for you, it's meant to be. When I worked at a very well-known company for 15 years, and when during that time I was there, the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years, I could see that my job was, where I worked, was no longer, it was like I outgrew it, and I kept ignoring the signs. I kept seeing signs, I kept hearing, it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. And I feel like when we approach those, when we are hearing or seeing or feeling signs that it's time to go, that those messages get louder and louder and louder as we delay those changes, right? And so the universe, is like, I'm trying to give you something that's good for you, and you're not paying attention. You're not following. You're not being the fool. You're not jumping off that, figuratively, jumping off that cliff to explore something new. And I was so afraid that if I left, what would I have? Like, what, you know, it was, I will say, an unhealthy place. And let me just clarify, in case anyone I know that I work with right now, it's not my current job that I'm talking about. Trust me. It is an old job that I worked for 15 years. And I got to the point where I even had to take a leave of absence because mentally I couldn't deal with the toxicity there. But yet I stayed. And the universe finally, it was like the universe said, okay, boom, enough. And I lost my job. And it was a bad feeling, but I knew internally, I knew that it was the right thing for me to vacate, because it was stifling. I couldn't breathe most days. It was like I had a stomach ache going into work, because it just was, I had outgrown it. I wasn't where I was supposed to be, and I knew it deep down. I knew. I was just scared to take that leap, so the universe did it for me. And so I'm saying, guys, that when we come into something that presents itself as change, and you feel that those changes are the right thing, I'm telling you, if you resist that, the universe intervenes. There is an intervention, and something happens to kind of force that move. And so it's in our best interest to ride that wave and to flow with whatever changes are coming. Okay? Yes, we have to do our part, because we are on this journey together with our guides, right? We are on this journey, and we are never alone. And Spirit says, I don't know, why you're so afraid, because you've got this. You are this. You are enough. You are powerful, and you are capable, and you're smart, and you've got what it takes to follow this path that leads right to abundance, guys, in all ways, in knowledge and wisdom, and so many things in your life. I'm not going to sit here and say to you, in a month, you're going to win the lottery, or someone new is going to come into your life, and you're going to fall in love in November of 2022. I can't right now. That's not what this is about. This is about you having faith in yourself, having faith in your guides, having faith in the experiences that you went through and the lessons that you learned. This is about you having faith that whatever this leap of faith leads to, it is divinely guided, guys. Just make sure that you follow. Look at transformation. there is a transformation. You know that. You've known that. But wherever this leads you to, this change is transformative and it is life-changing, guys. But we have to do our part, and we have to be able to allow the universe to flow, help us flow with these changes, okay? I do feel as if it's almost like for some of you, you are changing so much that you don't recognize yourself. For me, I've gone through so many changes in the last, I would say, I feel like the changes have really kind of intensified the how do I say this? The changes that I've experienced have become so noticeable for me that I look at where I was and where I am, and I have to say I love who I am now. I wasn't certain of who I was before. I am more confident in me. I can say that I love myself. I do. And I love myself enough to allow those changes and to allow myself to move away from a relationship that I was I don't know if I want to say confused. I think I was supposed to be cross paths with that person for a reason, but I am in such a different place now, and I'm such a different person now. And it's not that this isn't the new Naomi. This is an authentic Naomi that I never allowed to get to know before. And so that's what Spirit is trying to say. You're really going to get to know the real you. What it is that you really want to do, what's fulfilling, what's your life purpose, why are you here, and how can you make a difference in your world and your outer world. And so Spirit says there's something very special about you. And you know, it's not a cliche statement, because everything that comes out of my mouth on these messages on this channel is driven by Spirit. And I'm not going to sit here and put my own 2 cents in. This is Spirit coming through me. My life purpose to be a spiritual coach. And so I'm going to do one last card. I actually feel like I need to do, yeah, see, here's the confirmation change. You're ascending, you're rising. Horses to me represent freedom. And in some cases they represent rapidness, quickness, fast, with the wind blowing through their mane. It's like nothing can stop them. They're kind of in their element, right? But I also feel like your own, I want to just read from these cards here, okay? This, I feel, is your own soul talking, your own voice talking to you. So I want to hear, I want to have an opportunity to allow these, whatever messages comes through here for us, okay? Okay, here. I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. This is about you, your own voice, saying, you were so hard on yourself. You are so hard on yourself sometimes. It's time to move into that place of appreciation for who you are, who you're becoming, and not look back on where you were and who you didn't like as whoever you were before. But this is coming into a new love for yourself, appreciation, and it's kind of your internal, your higher self, or your your inner voice saying, those days are over. It's time now to come into my own beautiful relationship with me. And guys, I'm not saying don't have a relationship with anyone else. I'm saying it starts with you. I say this all the time. It starts with you. And so you've heard that saying, how can you take care of anybody else if you don't take care of yourself first? That is so true. And when I first started hearing that, I was in a much unsteadier, a place where I wasn't where I am now. And I used to think to myself, that statement sounds so selfish, but it's not. I feel like when we take care of ourselves, when we love ourselves, we kind of, it's like we have to be at our best so we can care for others, and we can do what we do best, and that is be ourselves. And then everything else sort of falls into place. As in, the big questions I get a lot of times when I do readings is love, romance questions. It's when am I going to meet the right person? Why haven't I met the right person yet? Why do I keep getting into these relationships? Is this the guy for me? Is this the girl for me? Is this my one and only? Is this the one? And so when I do those readings for people, it's more about where's your loyalty? Where does the true love lie? It's within yourself first. And so we have to heal some of those things that have stagnated our growth and that have caused us to take a different perspective, a different view on things, not an authentic one. And so Spirit says, it's time to really do the work. And some of you have done the work, and you've come to that place where now you feel like you can take a leap of faith, and you can fall into the abyss of self-love, knowing that that will carry you to wherever it is that you need to go, to wherever it is you need to be. Don't ignore those strong feelings, guys, of change. Pray for help to accept those changes or move into those changes. Guys, sometimes we don't know. We can't see what's around the corner. But if we have faith in our divine destiny, if we have faith in the universe, we're going to end up in a place that's even better than you ever thought possible, okay? I never thought that I could trust anyone. I thought for a while that, maybe I'm not meant to be in a relationship of love with anyone, romance or anything like that, because of the past relationships that were toxic. And I'm not saying that, I'm perfect, because I had a lot of learning to do too. But I feel like when we're in that place where we don't want to trust again, we don't want to think about another relationship, the thought of it scares us. It becomes a very real, how do I say this, sort of fast approaching energy that is like in your face, like, okay, I need to heal this, because it is up to me if I ever want to move forward with any other relationship or whatever. It's up to me to heal those things within myself. I can't go try to heal someone else if I'm not healed myself. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on with this energy, with this message. Spirit is trying to say it all starts within with you. And some of you, congratulations, have done so much work on yourselves, and you're ready. You're ready to take that leap of faith. You're ready because you know that your empowerment, your love, your self-love, and the love of your divine creator and with the universe, you can't go wrong. You are protected. You are this mighty being of faith and trust and knowing that where you land is where you're supposed to be. I'm going to do one last card and then we're going to wrap it up because I feel like this has been a long message, but I never cut spirit off. I will go until there's no more message for the day. So let me just thank you. You're coming to life, guys. Look at that bird flying to freedom and grace. Not a care in the world, knowing his wings will carry him where he needs to go. You guys are coming back to life. You're soaring to new heights, moving into freedom, flying in the direction that your compass leads you in, okay? Have faith, have trust, and know that this is the way. This is the journey. This is part of the journey, experiencing the twists and turns and the free falling into the abyss of change. It is your journey for you, designed for you. It's time to rise up. It's time to live. It's time to love. It's time to soar as high as you can and to flow in that magical, mystical, spiritual, sacred river within yourself. Okay? Guys, I have enjoyed this. I hope you have enjoyed this, reading this message. And I know I have, because you guys, you mean so much to me. You're never, ever alone. And when change presents itself, it's important to have that beautiful sort of that Joan of Arc energy within yourself. That's your own. But that energy of, yeah, it's scary, but I've got to do this because it's the thing I'm supposed to do. That fierce. And by the way, don't think that Joan of Arc wasn't scared, because she was. But she loved her divine creator. She loved God. And she did what she needed to do, or she felt she needed to do. She took that leap of faith, did her thing. Okay? And so there's that kind of energy here. Guys, I wish you all so much love and so much light. And until next time, I love you all. Namaste.